Ask me if it's a nice t-shirt. Ask me what I'd say. That's a nice t-shirt.
That's a nice t-shirt.
Thank you, Phil. Well, it's funny you should say that because you can get this if you follow Drake, @Drake_wrestler on Twitter, and there'll be more information there. Kill all gimmicks, it says. What a nasty man. I'm Jack from WhatCulture.com. Welcome to the Fast Count. Sit down, grab a cold beverage of your choice, and let's look forward to some delicious news. Let's go. Now first, let's start things off with all of this week's WWE news. First of all, could Goldberg be injured heading into that mammoth Survivor Series main event, we presume main event with Brock Lesnar this Sunday? The WCW legend reportedly tweaked his shoulder during that segment on Raw when he was just chucking smaller men round, just making all the normal-sized folk out there feel really sad, myself included. But hopefully Bill, just like he's my mate, hopefully Goldberg's alright when Sunday rolls around, because he apparently did tweak his shoulder. We wonder how that'll affect the match because it's probably going to be quite a physical one. But here's hoping that Goldberg's alright and that the match delivers, even though some of us don't think it will. I don't think it's going to be very good. There has been a title change in WWE. Yes, you probably know this news by now as it occurred earlier in the week, but Dolph Ziggler has lost that Intercontinental Championship back to The Miz. Now this of course changes the card for Survivor Series, as Sami Zayn will no longer be facing Dolph Ziggler in that sort of cross-brand singles match. He'll instead be facing The Miz with the title on the line. And it's a shame because I was really looking forward to Ziggler versus Zayn. Miz versus Zayn could put on a really good match as well, but it does beg the question, where does Ziggler now fit on the card? Could they try and turn it into a triple threat? Will they give him another match, or will they just leave him out altogether? Only time will tell. And finally, giving hope to jobbers everywhere like myself, James Ellsworth, just botched that take, absolutely, that makes sense. And finally, could jobbers like me everywhere be given a little shred of hope in their day-to-day existence? Because James Ellsworth may have been signed, it is rumoured, by WWE. The SmackDown superstar has stopped taking indie dates as per an announcement on his official Facebook page. But does this indicate a deal has been signed with WWE? And if so, is it a long-term one? Is it just on a month-by-month basis? We'll have to see. This is sure to cause a bit of a furore because not everyone agrees with Ellsworth's position on the card, regardless of how much of a comedic figure he's treated as. But look out for that heel turn. I swear it's coming. He's gonna cost Dean. He's gonna cost him. Maybe a TLC. How good would heel Ellsworth be? You can disagree with me if you want. Let's just get off this topic altogether. And now it's time for all the news from elsewhere in the wacky world of wrestling, but to be honest, the news this week has been so wacky that I can't get the energy up to do my big usual intro to this segment. Lots of gone down. Let's just calmly go in and we'll see what happens. All the news from elsewhere. Now the major indie news from this week comes out of Evolve, where commentator Joey Styles has been fired, just straight fired for... Well, at first everyone was like, that's a bit harsh, but then when it emerged what he did, you can kind of see why. Styles was fired for making a political joke. I'll not go into what it was, but it was about something that Donald Trump once said about a woman and touching them inappropriately. And he said it regarding their ring announcer and then tried to be clever and switch it to call one of the heels cowardly, but really, Styles had been explicitly told not to make any political jokes of that nature before the show, and then did it anyway to try and be like edgy or like ECW, so I don't really know. And he's been fired, and I mean, me speaking up in defense of Evolve is probably going to cause a lot of you out there to go, Joe, you're such a social justice warrior. 2016, no one can say anything these days. But if you're explicitly told by your employer not to do something, and then you go on and do it, can you be held responsible for being fired? I don't think there's any shame in what Evolve did, to be honest. Never mind. Looks like he'll have to find a job elsewhere and try and trump his previous accomplishments. Phil, do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Donald Trump. Now, many moons ago on one of the first ever fast counts, when I was still nervous and I kept messing up takes and using my hands too much and relying on awkward jump cuts for humour, I reported that there was a major spoiler in Lucha Underground, which is of course pre-taped, and I couldn't reveal it until many months later. Well, the time has finally arrived, lads. We're gonna reveal what that spoiler is, because it happened this week on Lucha Underground's TV show. Sexy Star is the new Lucha Underground champion, which is massive because she's currently the only woman to hold a major, predominantly men's championship on a televised show. I think, if I've got this right, Sexy Star is the first women's wrestler to hold such a belt on such a TV show with both men and women on the roster. I also think she's one of the first in any promotion. I think Kimberly may have been the first over in Chikara, but in terms of televised product, Sexy Star is an absolute groundbreaker, and I'm devastated that Richard Tubman's not here because he hates her. He thinks she is absolutely appalling. Phil, what do you think of Sexy Star from Lucha Underground? Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, I like her.
You like her? You think she's good? Ooh, clash of the editors. This title change occurred anyway in Aztec Warfare 3. She pinned Mil Muertes after a foot stomp through a table, and he'd taken another table bump previously, so it wasn't as if like she scored an easy roll-up or anything like that. Like, Mil Muertes was beaten down by various people in the match, and then Sexy Star, they were the final two. She got the pinfall. She's the new champion. Groundbreaking stuff no matter which way you look at it, and we'll stay dialed in to that storyline. I'm all caffeinated up today. I don't know what's going on.
What goes on with your sleeves? They always roll themselves.
Oh no, they don't roll themselves up. I do. This is part of my gimmick, you see. I get a lot of heat for that too. People are like, "Why'd you roll your sleeves up?"
Yeah.
I thought it was like a fashion. I thought people were calling me out, isn't he, on my sleeves? And so do you lot as well. You know what? There we go. Let's get this over with. And finally, over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 World Tag League starts today. It started today, I should say. It's basically the tag version of the G1 Climax. It's a round-robin tag tournament with the winners of the two blocks facing off in a final. Some of the more interesting tag teams this year include the team of Yoshi Tatsu, who you may remember from WWE, and Billy Gunn, who you may remember from his time in WWE. Not sort of the standard New Japan kind of guy, but wonder how they'll do. Also Tetsuya Naito and his mystery partner, who was revealed to be Hulk Hogan. No, I'm joking, it was Rush, the founder of the Los Ingobernables stable over in Mexico. And now it's time for all of this week's takeaways. Pizza, Chinese, Indian. Takeaways. First of all, we're approaching Survivor Series, of course. Who will the sole survivor be in any of the matches? Do you think there'll be any sole survivors in any of the matches, and who do you think there'll be? Leave your comments below. Secondly, and staying on the Survivor Series theme, this is probably one of the most traditional Survivor Series lineups in years. There are 3 traditional elimination tag matches, and because there's so few matches announced, we think these could last quite a long time. How will such a card be accepted by us sugar-addled, mobile phone addicted, BuzzFeed reliant, goddamn millennials? How will it be accepted by us? Maybe we could prove WWE wrong and show that we're more than willing to watch long, developed matches rather than just segment after segment after guest commentary after here's backstage in the same environment with 3 screens advertising. It's really important, this pay-per-view, if you think about it. Like, if it goes down well, this could signal a more serious direction for WWE. Probably won't, but you know what? We'll give it a chance. And finally, what is your match of the weekend going to be? The whole weekend. And if you haven't said the Revival versus Ciampa and Gargano, what's the matter with you? So that's all for this week on the Fast Count. I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com. Thank you very much for watching. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_the_jobber. Phil, have you got Twitter?
Yeah.
What's your handle?
Philip J. Chambers.
He thinks it's at Philip J. Chambers, but
Phil J. Chambers.
Or Phil J. Chambers, but like Richard Tubman, who also can't remember his handle, he's come unprepared. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
I will delete WCPW. It's over!